Hello, my name is Jason JROCK Houston. This is an interview being done for Guitarist magazine. We can be found on the web at www.guitarist.com. It's my great pleasure to be speaking with guitar player Mick Michaels from the band Corners of Santuary. How you doing tonight, Mick?
All right, how are you?
I'm doing great. Now, it's been about a year since I last talked to you, and I understand you guys have a new album out called Metal Machine. Has the album actually been released yet, or are you getting ready to release it?
Yes, the album released at the end of October 2015.
Oh, okay. And so how's the album been doing since the release?
It's been doing really well, positive reviews. On a quick note, I got the whole band here, so we'll be happy to chime in.
Oh,
I brought everybody in for you tonight.
Oh, that's great. Now, I understand you guys recently released a video for Wrecking Crew. What could you tell us about? I was curious why you chose that song as the latest single, and why did you choose to do a video for it?
Well, it's definitely it's one of our favorite songs off the album. Also, it's become a live favorite since we started playing the song actually last summer before the album officially released. So we were, as we were building up some momentum for its release.
And
so we knew we wanted to have a video for it. However, the first official single for the album was actually Left Scarred, which had a video accompanying it as well.
Oh, wow. So, now this Wrecking Ball video I was looking at, it's pretty I was pretty impressed with. You want to talk about about the filming of it? I mean, did it take you guys a long time to film it?
We filmed it over one long day, and for that particular one, and then they also used some public domain footage from a movie from like 1935 or something, some science fiction movie.
Oh, wow.
So they took some footage of us, primarily Frankie there, and then they kind of spliced in this other footage, so it's like two storylines going on at one time.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what I really liked about the video. I mean, I could tell that some of it was, like you said, stock footage. It was kind of edited in with the rest of the video, but it looked really cool. I was very impressed with the way you guys did that.
Oh, thank you for playing it.
Yeah, and so I was also looking on the Facebook page. I see that I know you guys have a tour coming up, but I see that you got, I think, a date with Active Art of Defiance. That's a band with Sean Drover and Chris Broderick. How excited are you guys to be doing that?
Yeah, we're really excited about doing that. That's June 14th. We're actually here in our hometown. We're opening up for them. We're pretty excited to be on that bill, which just added. We actually knew about it last week, but we had to finalize all the details, and then today we made the official announcement. So yeah, it's going to be a great show.
Wow. And so I know you guys are from Philadelphia. What's the music scene like there these days?
I'm going to let James answer. He's our resident expert.
It's not like it used to be for heavy metal genres. A lot of it is more cover bands or tribute bands. Some more maybe hardcore type punk scene. But what's really good is for us over the past 2 years we've seen a real lift locally here. So that's good. Some of what I think has happened with the attendance or natural draw for clubs is, and it's kind of unfortunate, is a lot of the legendary type clubs have closed their doors. So
Yeah.
There's newer clubs that have opened, that are taking action that can draw. So it's a little bit more fortunate for us, but unfortunately for the kids that are just starting out, it's a little bit more. There isn't as much options for them to play. So, like anything, the market, the amount of clubs sort of shrunk, but as a result, the attendance at those clubs has increased because it's not spread out amongst. That makes sense.
Yeah, and I know where you guys are from. You're kind of hometown heroes, but what's it like when you go on the road and you're playing like in other states and that? What's the response like?
Mainly up in Massachusetts, Rhode Island area. There's multiple clubs up there that we're doing pretty well in. We've been fortunate to play with bands that that have a national presence. Like we just got done with some noise going on there. I'm not sure what that is, but Green Jello, we just played with them. We just played with Grim Reaper.
Wow. Oh, what was that like? I mean, they're quite a legendary band from back in the day.
That was great. It was
Yeah.
one of the best shows we played the past few years. That was actually in Philadelphia at a place called the Voltage Lounge, and that's one of those places that has really seen an increase in attendance.
Oh, wow. So you guys are actually, getting on some pretty good shows, and, just kind of following you guys on Facebook, I see that your fan base is rapidly growing. What do you attribute that to? Just more people finding out about the band, or the fact that, more people are finding out about the album?
I think it's a bit of yeah,
it's a bit of everything, the album is a solid album. If you like that old school sound, it's definitely there, but we've also been compared to, early Anthrax and stuff like that. So, I mean, there's a lot for people to grab onto and connect with.
Yeah, because...
plus, our tour schedule has been pretty busy.
Wow.
We've been pretty much nonstop. So, we're getting out there like the old school, man. We're getting out there and bringing the music to the people, not waiting around for downloads or people to come knocking on our doors. We're knocking on our doors. And, that starts to pay off. People take notice. They invite us on a show or, a tour, whatever the case may be, and then, we're going with it. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, and speaking of downloads, I was curious, what have you guys been seeing as far as how people are getting a hold of your music? Are a lot of people still buying actual physical CDs, or a lot of people downloading it? What's been your experience here?
Well, certainly, and I guess this goes without saying, at the shows, they've been driving physical CDs.
Right.
I think the metal crowd that is out and going to the local concerts, with the national acts, whatever it might be, they're interested in the older, right? Say the physical stuff, right? They want to talk to you, want to learn about what we're about, and we love doing that sort of stuff. And they're kind of inspired to learn more about what other music we have, what they heard live.
Yeah, because I love doing that myself. When I go see one of my favorite bands, I love to go and support the band by a physical copy. I'm kind of an old school guy myself. I like to have something physical in my hand to hold. I like to look at the artwork. I like to read the liner notes. I like to see who wrote the songs.
So I mean, I think what's kind of interesting, and yeah, people they have options actually at the live shows if they want a I don't know what the hell it's called, that they can scan and get the download, but they go for the physical copies every time, even though it's a little bit more expensive, and then so that's cool, and it's I think the other piece of what's attributed to recent growth is we've really been trying to target clubs and tours that are within our genre.
Yeah.
And then the other piece actually that's been happening is some of the younger people. It's funny if we play, let's say, at like what's the new stuff? Just the Butcher Babies.
Uh-huh.
Right.
We played with the Butcher Babies at the beginning of March.
Oh wow! that must have been quite a crowd.
Oh, it was fantastic, and for us, it was a different kind of crowd than we're used to playing in front of. It was a much younger crowd.
Wow.
In our opinion, we were well accepted, and we held our own, and we picked up a lot of new fans that night. So
it's almost like the first two songs they don't really know what to think. Like, are they allowed to really like what they're listening to, even though they like it? You know what I mean? So if I start jamming at these guys that are playing classic metal stuff, are people going to think I'm a dork? You know how it goes with younger people. But by the third song, they're all in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what's funny because your guys' band Corners of Sanctuary, you guys are starting to make quite a appearance. I mean, as far as it's one of those bands where people are starting to hear the name. They're starting to, you guys got an internet presence. It's one of those bands where people might not, they've heard the name, maybe they can't even name a song, but people are starting to, remember the name. And I think it's just at this point a little more of getting out there a little more, and people are going to start knowing, you guys are going to become as synonymous, as Anthrax and Metallica and stuff like that. I think it's just a little more of getting the word out there about the band.
Yeah, I'm not thinking about it enough to keep answering that question, but actually, the first year or so, we kind of concentrated kind of worldwide with our marketing.
Yeah.
And we've really been pounding the U.S. crowd, and we're starting to see some real lift there.
Yeah, with our last two albums, that really has been the catalyst to kind of start propelling the style of music that we're doing, that sound and all, a little bit more forward. And I think people are finding out when they see us live, we're much heavier than on the albums, and that's kind of by design because there's more of a stripped down raw approach to live than the studio. It's more of an orchestrated type of meeting.
Yeah, and so I mean, to me, when I listen to you guys, you do remind me like an old school metal, kind of like old school Maiden or real early Priest, but at the same time, you guys don't come across as like a copycat band. You definitely you sound like an old school band, like I said, but you got your own thing going at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah, and so like I was curious, when you guys were in the studio making this album, does everybody contribute to the songwriting, or do you have one guy that does pretty much of the writing?
Well, Sean and I do a majority of the writing for the songs. Musically, though, the entire band puts their stamp on it. So we may write riffs and and beats and types of things like that, maybe some melody lines, but we're not writing bass lines, and we're not necessarily telling you how to deliver in terms of vocals. But we're setting an outline, and then the band as a whole puts their stamp on it. So everybody does their part. There is a process to it. So that's usually how it goes. I mean, there has been songs that we write all together musically.
And so I was curious, Mick, being the guitar player in the band, who are the guys that inspired you when you were growing up? Who were your guitar heroes?
Me? Well, my older brother was one, because I actually started out on drums when I was very young, but then moved to guitar, tried to be more like him.
Kind of like the Van Halens, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Ace Frehley for sure.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I gotta ask you, being that Ace is one of your guitar heroes, I'm assuming you've had a chance to check out his new album.
Yeah, it's cool. Listen, I'd rather see him back with Kiss.
Yeah.
That's the politically correct thing for me to say.
I will tell you this though, on that new album, I really dug the new version of Parasite and Cold Gin. I mean, I think that was cool that he finally got put his stamp on those songs, because a lot of people may not even realize that he wrote those two songs, and I guess that was the reason he redid them.
Well, he's been playing them in his solo shows for quite a while, but it's cool. But I would like to see him get back with Kiss and everybody lose their attitude. But anyway.
Yeah. It is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah, later on, some of the guitar players, through the '80s, George Lynch, J.D. Lee, John Sykes, they were, of course, I mean, Glenn Tipton and K.K. Downing, for sure.
Now these are all great players that you're naming, but let me ask you, Mick, being the guitar player that you are, why do you think there's such a lack of guitar heroes these days? I mean, a lot of these up and coming bands, they don't have guys that play like that, like they did back in the day. Why do you think that is?
Well, you know what? James wants to jump in and answer before I do.
Okay, sure.
He wants to.
I think, more of mental image of the band
Huh.
as a whole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I definitely think that a lot of bands are looking for the same sound. Either they're told to, or that's what they need to be a part of the club.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the guitar players from yesteryear, which are still playing today,
Yeah.
everybody was just trying to create their own unique type of stamp on it, and that's what set them apart. And you can distinctively, you can tell today. Slash is a guitar player that you can kind of you can tell his distinct style. Zach Wild,
Yeah.
even those guys, they've been around for 30 years, so I don't know if they even count.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. There are a lot of old school guys that were around back in the day when they did that thing. But I'm talking about a lot of the bands today. They're like, oh, we don't do guitar solos, we don't do this. We just strip it down and this and that. And I just think it's a shame that that you don't have that kind of guitar playing like we did back in the day when we were growing up.
Well, no, I agree with you. However, I don't think that every song needs a 15-minute lead either, done at 304 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So, the song should definitely, if it calls for it, then it should be there. If it doesn't call for it, and a lot of our music is like that too. We have a spot for leads on some songs, but they're not. A lead is just a part of the song. It's not supposed to be the whole song. The band, that's the guys that play the instruments, are supposed to carry the vocals to a new area.
The other piece of it too is we see lots of kids that are, they're like
unbelievable.
technically sound like things that I know that when we were kids no one was doing. But I think maybe it's more about the technique or how fast you are now. I don't know, but rather than feeling and melody in the lead. Because some of the greatest guitar players aren't.
Yeah, look at Richie Blackmore. He wasn't a shredder.
Oh no, but that's one guy. It's amazing. I love everything he does, but you just look at what he did like on Smoke on the Water. They say typically that the two guitar riffs that most people want to learn is either Smoke on the Water or Stairway to Heaven.
I learned Smoke on the Water. Never really bothered with Stairway.
Yeah. What's amazing is if you have a chance to check out what Blackmore is doing these days. He's in this band called Blackmore's Night, and I'll tell you, for like a lot of people, I kind of because it wasn't like Rainbow or Deep Purple, I kind of turned my head to it. But I got a chance to hear one of the albums, and I tell you, it's not Rainbow, it's not Deep Purple, but it's anything. After listening to it, I thought, okay, I could definitely get into this. As long as you got Richie Blackmore, it's worth giving it a listen.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people don't, realize, even a lot of that Deep Purple stuff, I guess, he was playing like in a neoclassical, tradition.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They weren't like. But they weren't like today. It's like you have to play metal. You have to be metal. You have to do this metal. I don't know, whatever the hell that means. But like they didn't think of that way. Their whole goal was to make the song as great as it could possibly be. That particular piece.
Yeah.
They weren't going for. I don't know. Like James was saying, like they weren't going for the commercialism. Sure, they wanted to sell records and get people to the shows, but they were doing it, without being necessarily trying to copy what the guy down the street was doing.
Yeah, that's like, Blackmore is a perfect example of that because, from a simple fact that, like you said, Deep Purple and Richie Blackmore in general, he made it doing his own way. He didn't care what any of the band members thought. He didn't care what his management thought. He just did what he wanted, and you gotta respect the guy for that. And because look at the success he's had.
Exactly, I agree.
Yeah. And so I was curious now, as far as your songwriting, when you guys start to write a song, does it typically start off musically, like with a guitar riff, or do you ever start writing the lyrics first?
I think we do both for sure. I have a ton of lyrics that don't have music per se. They may have a little bit of a melody. I guess that you could say that they have music to them, but there's no definitive riff yet. And then we have the same for music as well. We have compositions together that don't necessarily have specific words, though Sean will say, oh, I got an arrangement for that already. So, again, he's getting the melody in his head, the placement. So, yeah, I mean, it's like, I don't think it makes a difference which one comes first. The song kind of writes itself, kind of like Michelangelo said about the painting. Like, a lot of times the painting just paints itself.
Yeah.
Somebody does it, yeah, I get it. But as the painting unfolds, does it need more red here? It'll let you know. We do the same thing with that.
Yeah. And let me ask you guys, because just talking, I can tell that you guys are a real tight bunch. What do you contribute that to? I mean, were you guys, real good friends? Like, did you grow up together? Have you just known each other since you've been in the band together? Because a lot of bands, you have one or two guys that do all the talking, and I know Mick's kind of a main guy, but it seems like it's very interesting that like he brought everybody into the interview today. You guys seem like you're good friends. What do you attribute that to? The fact that you can get along so well.
Probably the contract that we all signed. Well, listen. The thing is maybe on some things I'm kind of like the front runner, but that doesn't mean it's Corners of Santuary. It's not Mick Michaels, right?
Yeah.
I can easily be replaced, if need be.
I like that attitude, because again, a lot of times in dealing with bands, you got one guy that's kind of a main guy, but I dig the fact that like even just today you brought all the guys into the interview. I think that's really cool.
Yeah. Well, listen, I can't play without them.
We don't show up to interviews. You can text the fuck out of them.
Everybody has to put their thing in, yeah. So so here's the thing. James, Sean, and I have known each other for about 31, 32 years. We played together in the 80s with a band called Seeker, and then James and I went on and played with another band in the 90s that Sean also did a little stint in, but James ruined that. And then, and then we all got back together at some point. So we've known each other for a long time, and we played together. So we're very familiar. We have the same roots, same thought process in writing music, things like that. Frankie, he's a bit of a new guy. We've only known him for 3 years, and maybe we still don't know him. I don't know.
And so Frankie, what's it like being the new guy? Frankie.
It's been 20 years. I'm still going to be the new guy.
Yeah. Kind of like Neil Peart's been the new guy in Rush for the last 40 years.
The hardest part is not being Italian.
Yeah.
I'm Italian.
Yeah.
Can't do it in the lodge.
Well,
I can't be a Arcturian Union member here.
Hey, he's our Ray Liotta.
Wow. That would make sense. Being the drummer, I imagine he loves to beat up things, huh?
Yeah, the fact of the matter is, the reason why we don't argue as much as we could on the road is because we just pick on Frank the whole time. So it makes it real easy to get our anger out on it.
Yeah. Well, why? So. Yeah. Hey, So tell me, Frankie, you got some secret plan on like pulling a prank on these guys one day when they least expect it?
Because I don't want to be in the missing person area.
Yeah. Hey, another thing, I've looked at your guys'
I know better.
He knows better, yeah.
He has his cement shoes all figured out. He got molds and everything. We're the only band that carries a shovel and duct tape and a little bit of slide with the truck. That happens a lot.
So I guess that's why you guys are a road crew. You don't have your own road crew. You do it all yourself, huh?
Yep, we do everything ourselves.
Why do we have the gig in the deserts of Utah?
Well, hey, I look at your guys' Facebook page, and I notice I love this is really original sound. It says new wave of traditional American heavy metal. Did you guys come up with that? That's
The reason was is we kept being asked what we were.
Yeah.
We would say we're heavy metal, and then people would say, people in your position on your side would say, nah, you're not really heavy. That's not heavy metal. You're kind of more like classic rock or hard rock or something. It was like, no, we're metal. Yeah, we were told that we were kind of more like ZZ Top and all that. So we were being told, then we were thrown into thrash and stuff, or power metal, American metal.
Wow.
I mean, we kept getting different stuff. I mean, at one point we got a review that in the same review we were compared to AC/DC, Sammy Hagar, Anthrax, and ZZ Top. So we said, look, we really got to come up with something.
Wow. No offense, guys, but I don't hear of a ZZ Top or Sammy Hagar, I tell you. But I mean, to me,
I'm still looking forward as well. But so we decided, let's come up with something by combining our styles. We know we're a traditional metal band, and we're not afraid to say that. We are American, at least we think, and nobody else is doing this. And nobody else is doing it. So you know what I mean? It's a new wave of what we're doing now. I mean, we are influenced by new wave of British heavy metal, but we were also influenced by bands like Sabotage and I don't know who else.
Oh wow. Well.
Yeah, Lizzie Borden. I mean, we've heard some Lizzie Borden. Those early bands before the whole hair metal crap came out. Stuff like that. So we just combined the two and said, there you go. That's our moniker. You like it or you don't. At the end of the day, we're just a metal band.
Yeah. Now, you brought up a pretty interesting point about reading reviews. I was curious. How do you guys feel about reviews? Because again, it's just one guy's opinion. But do you sometimes read something and think, man, like, how could they compare us to ZZ Top? I mean, do you get a kick out of some of this stuff, or?
It's what people feel about reviews. We really love the good ones, and we fucking hate the bad.
Yeah, there you go.
Listen, I've learned, I guess, over the past couple of years to take them a little bit more with a grain of salt. But, it's still, like, sometimes you're wondering, where the hell are people coming from? What are they listening to?
Yeah.
Not hearing that. We had a review earlier this year. The guy basically, and I've talked about this before, the guy basically said that we suck and can't play.
Wow.
I mean, short of calling our mothers something, that's where we were. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't like the music, that's cool, but, listen, some players are better than others, I get it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's fine. We're not actually throwing ourselves out there to fucking go head-to-head with, Steve Vai or anything like that, or Dragon Force.
We've all done technical music at one point.
Yeah.
This is right now. This is what we choose to do, and to say that we can't play, I don't know about that. Maybe that's the guy. Maybe that guy's throwing something out there because he doesn't play at all.
Yeah. I mean, that would have been my comeback. I'd been like, well, okay. How many CDs have you put out? Can you play the guitar? Have you played?
And it's people are going to like it. They're not going to like it. They're going to call us whatever they want. They're going to call us power metal or this or that. Whatever resonates with them, that's what they're going to do.
Someone wants to take 40 minutes on the store side. Anyone that I hate,
where they
say whatever they want. They're going to take the time.
It's all good.
Yeah, and I would imagine you guys care more about what your fans think. I would imagine the fans give you more honest feedback than some of these critics and that.
Well, it's the shows.
Yeah.
That's why we do so many of the shows, and we know, if we're not getting a response, then I guess maybe we do blow.
Yeah.
That's definitely not the case right now, and that's why we keep doing what we're doing, because we enjoy it.
Well, like the show up in Spring, somebody came up, a kid came up and he was really cool. He sounded like Jack, and he was truly, you could see that he was really into us, and that was cool. That made our whole night. Jack Pans is a really good band.
Yeah. Wow. That's.
If nothing else. Yeah, it was something like
listen, and not that I have a problem being compared with ZZ Top. Shit.
No.
Fantastic company. Or Sammy Hagar, or whatever. That's cool.
Yeah.
It's not like if somebody comes up and goes, "Dang, you guys sound like the trash truck that comes outside my house on Tuesday morning."
It's like, oh, thanks, man. Yeah. Wow. So So now you're showing me like you marketed the band all around the world, and I'm like we said, you got a huge internet presence. But have you guys had a chance to play overseas or outside of the country yet?
We have had offers. Some of them we didn't take at the time because it wasn't something that we were ready to do at that point. We were with being with Metalizer Records, who's headquartered in Germany. The label's been talking about bringing us over. Right now, we're looking at 2017, possibly January, to do some Germany stuff along with some festivals.
Oh, that would be cool to get on some of those big festivals.
This year, our goal was really to hit as much of the U.S. as we can. So, like this week, we take off and we're doing a Midwest tour, and then we're doing a summer tour of the East Coast, and then we're doing the West Coast in October. So we're doing what we can here in the U.S. We can drink the water here, and our dollar's the same on both coasts. So we're going to have a good time with that. Then maybe next year, if everything, if the planets align correctly and there's no earthquake, we'll head to Europe.
And now,
plenty of territory here in the U.S.
Wow. And so, how exciting is that for you guys, though, the fact that you haven't played like Europe, and I imagine you get emails every day, people telling you, hey, we're playing your music over here, across ocean. That must be a great feeling.
That doesn't sound great.
Absolutely, it absolutely doesn't suck. It is cool that the music's able to be shared on such a mass scale.
Yeah.
Listen, again, we take it with a grain of salt. That means we're connecting with people, we're doing something right, and we just want to keep getting the music out there.
Yeah, because if you just stop and think about that for a minute, the fact that you could get some kid emailing you maybe from Sweden or Germany where your record label is, and you guys haven't even played their live yet, and people are digging the music. I mean, you guys are speaking to the people, worldwide. That's got to be a great feeling.
Yeah, it is cool.
We get a kick even locally when people are singing our songs that we don't recognize who they are, or we don't know who they are, right? And we get a kick out of that. So.
Oh yeah,
we've been to some areas that we first time played. Which we do quite often, and we're like, we're not sure how it's going to. And then, one of our songs, "On the Hunt," everybody's singing "On the Hunt."
Yeah.
And that's really, it's like, wow, like holy crap,
I mean, that's got to really give you. That's really got to give you that feeling that we're starting to make some noise. I mean, because just like when you guys used to go see your favorite bands and you'd be singing along to the songs, you got people singing along to your songs now.
Absolutely, it's cool. It's cool. So it keeps us working harder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It keeps us working harder.
And so I was curious now that the album came out, like you said, last October. So will you be working the album the rest of the year? I mean, when will we start thinking about maybe getting another album together?
Well, actually, after the Midwest tour, at the end of this month, we're going to go into the studio. We're going to start laying some tracks down for the next album.
Oh, cool.
We're hoping that, depending on how things go the rest of this year, the touring schedule, we hope to have something out sometime next year. 17.
Oh, that'd be that.
We do have a best of compilation coming out this summer, which will have some tracks from 5 albums that we've done. So it's kind of like a sampling. Some of the stuff's been remixed and mastered.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so we got some stuff coming out.
And so let me ask you, the albums you guys have put out so far, are they all readily available? People can still get? Are they all in print?
All but the first.
Yeah, right. Yeah, pretty much everything's available on our website directly. You can download it, or you can order a physical CD. Now, some of the earlier stuff, some of the earlier EPs, some are limited quantities, and some are completely gone. Like I know our very first EP, Forgotten Hero, is no longer available.
Wow. So when people order the CDs like directly from you guys, do they get shipped from like Europe, from where the label is, or do you ship them directly?
No, we have them. They're shipped. Well, we work with a distribution company here that ships, U.S. North American orders will ship here.
Oh, cool. Okay. And I was curious, when you guys record, like when you get in to go start recording again, will each guy go and record their parts separately, or do you go in there and record it as a live band?
No, we're separate bands. We do separately.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
However, like say when we're laying the drums,
Yeah.
the drum tracks, we'll play along with them.
Okay. Okay.
We're only recording the drums. Yeah, I mean, so it helps definitely for sure with the feeling to build that energy that we're looking to achieve,
Mm-hmm.
rather than him playing, alone. So
Yeah.
it definitely creates some stuff there.
And then I was curious, like when you record, you guys typically go in and you got like 10 songs ready to go, and these are the 10 tracks we're recording, or do you ever have anything left over if it doesn't make it onto the album?
Oh yeah, we do have some stuff that's left over here and there. Like we had, last year when we released Prelude to War, there were some songs on there that were left over from previous stuff that we just were just going to shelve for a while. But we figure we'll put them out on something else. And that's so. Yeah, we don't. I mean, sometimes we've even decided at the last minute, hey, you know what? Let's write another song because it just feels like this album needs another song.
Yeah. Well, I just want to end this by saying that I think if anybody has any doubt of what you guys are, Metal Machine is a perfect title for this album, because that's exactly what you guys are, is pure, full-blown on metal. And I think they buy that album, they see the title, they check the rest of the stuff out, they check the video, they're going to see that this is a great, full-blown on, like, classic, old-school metal band.
Appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, well, I really enjoyed talking to you guys. So, and I want to thank you, Mick, for reaching out to me to do this, because I really enjoyed talking to you the last time too. So, anytime you guys need help promoting anything, please feel free to reach out to me. We can do it again. I've enjoyed talking to you both times, Mick. So, you guys take care, and this interview will probably be going up sometime in early to mid-June. I'll let you know once it goes up.
All right, man. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
All right.